My son is Lev Alexander Bryant. He was born March 24th, 2015.
This is Camden. He is 9. This is Carson. He's 7. And Barrett just turned 5.
This is Claire, and this is Madeline, and this is Lydia.
Parenthood to me is the most important job of my life. So being a father is the most important job.
So having kids will change your whole outlook, obviously.
It's pretty wild at times, a lot of fun.
Every decision you make now is about him, not about you. Or
we waited a little longer than a lot of people did before we had our first, and it's so easy to think, well, let's do this first, let's do this, let's get to this point. But man, just once we had them, it's just, why do we not do this sooner? And
we joke all the time. I think a lot of people do too. We don't really remember not having kids, so it's hard to think back what was it like before. I don't know what we did, to be honest, before we had kids.
Didn't have a clue about being a father, or at least you don't think you do at the time, I guess just an overwhelming sense of love and responsibility that just, came upon you in an instant.
First time held Camden, so many people say it, but you always kind of, or before I always thought that's just kind of silly, but just how you're in love right then.
My wife Hillary and I, we joke all the time, like the day that she was born, obviously was the greatest day, but then that first night was the worst night ever. Being responsible for, now 3 young ladies and trying to raise them and well, that's right, 4 counting your mom, but it's not my job to raise her, I don't think.
my dad is the hardest working person I know.
My dad challenged me, I guess, he always pushed me, to be my best.
Things I learned from him to try to teach my kids. You worked hard, you treated people with respect, you did what you were supposed to do, you did what you said you were gonna do.
Dad spent the time, he coached us in baseball, he took us hunting. He was intentional about spending time with us. Hopefully I've carried that forward with my girls. I think Mom and Dad wanted us to have God's will fulfilled in our lives, and that's what I want for my girls.
Doing the right thing is definitely his motto. So I get a lot of, I wish I had as much work ethic as he did. That's really what he taught me was working hard.
Things I remember about Dad, he didn't have any enemies. All he had was friends. He was a lover of life.
My dad, for the most part, I think with me was pretty patient, and so I try to be as patient as I can with my girls, and
I want to leave them knowing that they were given every opportunity that we were able to provide for them, that we tried to raise them, in a Christian home, to teach them that those things are important.
I want them to remember me as a fair dad, pushed them, and of course want them to love the Lord with all their heart and lead their families that direction too.
Hopefully fair, hopefully somebody that tried to, teach them right from wrong and how to treat people, and, also, a dad that loved the Lord and was focused on that and wanted that to be, the pinnacle of what we do day in and day out.
Well, most of all, I want them to have God in their life and be a Christian.
That I was intentional and I love the Lord and that I want what's best for them and His will for their lives.
Hope to leave a legacy of love and the outdoors and God and a sense of family, a sense of community.
Just the love I have for them and that they know I'm proud of them no matter what.
My dad taught me how to be a father and how to be a good father. I want them to find partners in life that will be a good father to their kids and a good husband.
Had no idea you could love something that much.
Nothing me and Kelly both, nothing we'd rather do just be hanging out with them and just sitting on the couch watching TV together or just holding them or whatever. We just love being with them.
But, it's real important that we raise them, to love the Lord and all that goes along with that. And they're pretty awesome girls too. But
that's so beautiful.
Okay, yes, you're awesome and beautiful and all those things.
For guys that are intending to become parents, be ready for everything to change. Be ready for your priorities to be something other than they probably ever have before, and you will want them to be that way.
Kids there, and knowing they look up to you and they're depending on you, it's a lot of responsibility, but at the same time, it's the biggest reward you can have.
It was stability for me. Just give you such a sense of purpose and a sense of responsibility, and it really, I think, orders your life, and it really just boils down to loving your kids, and when you love your kids, they flourish.
This is what it's all about. Dad standing around and being a part of kids' life.
Well, there's just no one else I would think of as like a type of person I would want to grow up to be. It's just, I have the perfect blueprint. Try to be as much like him as possible.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being my dad.
You're welcome. Love y'all.